Amazing. Here we are again. I'm really excited about this interview. I've been trying to get a hold of this beautiful lady right next to me. We are live from California. Here we are, Miss Sisa Grey, the beautiful Samoan actress. I mean, I know a lot of you guys heard The Days of Our Lives, right? Was it The Days of Our Lives? Who
It was. Those were
doesn't?
my first few jobs.
Who
I'll never forget
doesn't?
that.
Who doesn't know? I mean, what was it? The soap opera and
Oh
stuff
my
like that.
gosh.
I mean, you sit in front of the TV and let that take your life. Let that take your time. I mean,
Absolutely. My gosh.
everybody knows of the days of our lives, right? Was
Yes.
that your first job?
It was what was it? I think it was like my second job. My second job, my first soap opera, but it was so funny because I was a big Days of Our Lives fan in Upolu, and my scenes was with Hope, and I was starstruck.
Did you wait? And we are jumping in the middle of this conversation. I'm just so excited about this interview because Cisa Grey, she is our very own Samoan actress. She's been acting as far as I know in Days of Our Lives on 50 how do you call that? How do you pronounce that?
Hawaii
Uh,
50.
Hawaii
Yes.
Five O. That's
Yes.
famous. I mean, Samoan people, we love to watch the Hawaii Five O. I mean,
Yes,
I
that's
know
a
you
fun
guys are
one.
familiar with that. Um, we'll get there, and you can go ahead and let us know what else. I mean, she's all over the states, and I know you guys know of her. Sisa Gray. She is also the daughter of our legendary Jerome Gray.
Oh man, thank you, Luana.
Yay! 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 I
You're
mean,
too kind.
okay, let's talk first. I mean, go ahead and say hi to our viewers right now. I know they're excited to have you. Um,
Salasalaba, everyone, and thank you for having me, Luana. First of all, you're such a joy to be around. Always so bright and loving, and just bubbly. And I look forward to seeing you. So this was an easy yes for me to meet with you, especially now that the gala was done. But yeah, just thankful for having me, and it's been a great journey. It's been a great journey as far as the industry that I'm in, and being a part of the film industry. Excited for what I've done in the past and the things that are coming. So yeah, a lot of great stuff.
well, it's good to see you with your bun up. You have your bun up. It looks like you're so relaxed. I mean, the Samoan, we are Samoan Gala is out of the way now for this year. Now you can take a break
Yes,
because it was a lot. I know it was a lot, huh?
it was
I
a
know
lot.
it was a
My
lot because
siblings and I did so much.
when I saw you that day, I'm like, is she going to sit down? I mean, at least now the thing is happening. She
Yes,
needs to sit down and at least take a cup of water. I mean, I
yes,
saw even you guys were everywhere, but
yes.
that's a proof. The proof was shown on that night because everything was phenomenal. It was great. I mean, just take me back there. Just take me back there.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we're so, my siblings and I, we're so like humbled. We're so thankful for everybody that came out and donated of their time and efforts and what they had. Just donations period for our silent auction, just to bring in funds for our three initiatives that we were raising for. But it was our first time producing a show together, the four of us, within the different realms of the marketplaces that we're in. My brothers are both in the music industry, and Anna is in the corporate world. And not just that, she also owns her own business and a security company with her husband, and a mom of four. So we all have a lot going on. I mean, all of us individually have our kids and their schedules. So to balance that on top of our jobs and on top of planning a gala was a lot, but it meant a lot for us to do because of our dad. It was the 75th birthday, and that's how it all was birthed, was planning for dad's 75th. And we just thought, hey, go big or go home. We didn't want to wait till dad had passed to celebrate him properly. And it was, a moment that um, it revealed itself to us to just go and create a gala, something that our people have never done ever.
Man, and you guys did it big.
Yeah.
You guys did it big. I'm still amazed at how it was beautiful to see our Samoan people. And
Yes.
even it wasn't just the Samoan people. There were other nationalities there.
Polynesians and
I
yeah, other
mean, all
ethnicities. Yep.
dressed up. And
Yes.
not just dressed up, but just seeing our own traditional wares. I mean, it was just, I
Oh
could
my
say you
gosh.
guys did a phenomenal job.
Yes, thank you. I mean, that was what we were excited about. We were so excited to see how everybody was going to be dressed up. We had a couple of friends that came in and they were trying to hide and said, "We're so embarrassed. I thought you guys were kidding." I said, "No, we weren't kidding. It's a black tie event." So they were so um, they felt bad coming in dressed like under. But we told them, I said, "Don't even worry about it. Come out. Just have fun, enjoy the night, and just be with us." And that was the most important part: is celebrating together as a family and all our friends who came out to support.
What did that? What did that? I know he was so excited. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw that on his face. His 75th birthday and his children, the fruit of this is the fruit. Now he's getting the fruit of what he was doing, raising children. I mean, look at it. Look, his children ran around and did all of that just for him. Now he is all paying back. What did he say? What I mean, what? Tell me, what did he say at the end?
Let's just say that dad's still texting us nonstop. All our group texts is he'll keep referring back to that night and how he was so touched and how so many of his friends and family couldn't believe what we had put on and just so many things as far as how people were receiving the night, and he didn't think it was at all possible. He knew it was possible, but for us the proof is in the pudding what everybody would look like that night of. But he cried, Luana. He cried.
Hmm.
He stood up and gave a standing ovation for every artist that sang his song and every dance group that portrayed his words in motion. Oh my gosh, it was the most beautiful thing for us kids to watch. When your parents are so mimika or just proud of you, of each of us and their children and what they could do for them. So it was our honor.
And I'm pretty sure you guys are still amazed at what you did.
Oh,
Because I have to say, it's just, I mean, I know all of you listeners are listening to what I keep saying that, but I was there. I saw it with my eyes. Beautiful. Our very own Samoan Gala here in
gorgeous.
California.
Yeah.
In California, where the stars are. I
I
mean,
love
if
that.
they can do it,
We
we
can
can
do
do
it.
it.
So well said. Well said, sis. Well said. Absolutely.
I mean, is this the beginning of something? Is this the beginning of something big? Are we looking at it? I mean, is it the continuous thing now?
You know what? I'm glad you said that because we want to make this again. We knew from the get go was going to be an inaugural. So normally, if there's one, there's going to be others following. So that is where our hearts are lying and where we would like to go. But it was so much going on that we had to take a break and relax a little bit and be with our families. We'd still chime in our siblings group text to close ends with silent auction and close ends with our photography team and our media team who shot everything for us. In the meantime, we're just not even thinking right now. We're like, hey, let's just take a break and love up on each other. We neglected each other through all of this, our families especially. So it's a time for us to just love up on our families, which is the primary reason of why we do what we do.
I want to say hello to all our listeners right now. I know Esther Giuliano Johnson now. She said, "Where about in Samoa are you from?"
Oh
She
my
said, "Go
gosh.
ahead." I know they
Mom
want
and
to say,
dad,
"Oh,
yeah.
she's from."
So mom, we grew up in American Samoa for a little bit in Pango, specifically in oh gosh, where were we? Fankongo. And when we moved from American Samoa to Upolu, we were in Vailima. And we grew up in Vailima. I went to St. Mary's Savalalo, and my brother went to Marist, and the young ones were still at Kiki. So it's Samoa is, uh, we are who we are. We are Samoa. Oh my gosh,
King
I
of
just forgot.
Hawaii, St. Mary's, huh?
Yeah, St. Mary's Savalalo. Never forget my teacher, Miss Navarro. I love her. I love her.
She's the old students of St. Mary's, the old girls. King of Hawaii, St. Mary's, huh?
Hey, St. Mary's, I love that place. So many great memories.
Yeah. Okay. What was your favorite part of the Samoan Gala? What was your favorite part of the We Are Samoan Gala? Before we move forward to the other stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my favorite part, besides watching Dad and receiving all the love that people were giving him, my favorite part was n- nobody left. Everybody stayed. We were shocked that everybody kept hanging around, and we thought that, hey, they're probably good. They got somewhere to go. They got to go, and they'll leave throughout half the night. And even our Palangi brothers and sisters and our families that came out, they stayed the entire time. I think that was our favorite moment.
That's amazing. You want to hear
Yeah.
my favorite part?
Yes, I'd love to.
The whole thing. The whole thing. You know what was so we were so you know what was so great about the whole thing? It was there was no dead time. There was no dry time. I could say that. I could
I'm
say there
glad.
was no dry time. From the beginning, the red carpet, and then you come in and the entertainment. It was just there was you couldn't fall asleep there.
Yeah,
No way you could fall asleep. No way you
I'm
could because
glad.
the tamaitai,
Oh,
siva. I mean,
Kipua. Oh
oh,
my gosh, all of them. You
oh, and
know,
the way they it's
interpreted.
I want to say interpret it in their
Yes.
own way of dancing and added.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
like a mixture of Palangi dance and
Contemporary. Yes.
Samoan dance and using your father's music. Oh, I loved it. I loved every part of it.
I'm gonna piggyback on your words right there. You reminded me of one of my favorite parts. And multiple, but one of my favorite parts was watching Tamaitai girls and the guys interpret Dad's and under the direction of Gwenny, interpret Dad's songs and dance, and it was blew us away. It blew us away. Blew us away.
It is so true. So Kuengi was the she was the choreographer. Is that the right word?
Choreographer, and
Ikaw
it's her and
pala
her
bali ako
sister.
sa-
You know, and the sister as well, and other family members, and they were doing it from Samoa. Whitney was in American Samoa, and choreographing everything from Samoa, and the sister came down to help.
Wow.
So they're a
Wow.
dynamic team. Dynamic team.
It was beautiful.
Our kids danced for them, so
Beautiful.
it was only natural for us to have the kids, our girls. They danced Samoan with them, and we wanted them to be a part of it. And they're just beautiful, beautiful.
Right, right. So I need information of Gwenny because I want to
Yes.
talk
Oh,
to
I'll
her.
send you. I'll still send you.
Send me her information because when I got here, I told the people, the some of the Samoan ladies, I said, you know what, we are missing something in the Bay Area, our own Samoan dance group.
Yeah. Oh, really? There's none?
Mm-mm,
I am
mm-mm.
so surprised nobody started
Yes.
one. We have like
Okay.
three here in Southern California. We have Kiki, one of our good friends, Kiki, that they run the Samoan group that performs at SeaWorld. They're amazing. And we have Tupua too. Our other friend Ronaya, they have their dance group as well as Tamai Tai. So there's quite a few here. I'm so surprised that the up north hasn't
Right.
started one.
Right. Right. Okay. Esther, she's asking, when did you decide that you want to become an actress?
So funny thing, growing up in Samoa, because with the world that Dad is, he's a musician, and we're always surrounded by his music. We grew up loving Frank Sinatra. Like even my kids love Frank Sinatra. We
My
love the Rat Pack.
favorite.
So yeah, our favorite, and we'd always go to the Schuster video store and bring out whatever musical, the new musical, any musical we haven't seen. And so I noticed. I said, "Hey, wait a minute. Elvis is a singer, but he's acting in films. We have Sinatra, he's a singer, and Sammy Davis Jr. All these big guys were singers, but they're acting. So I started getting intrigued by that, really, really intrigued by that. And so at Jerome's Cove, Dad's Kalapu over there in Apia, when they would have dance practice after school, I would tell my friends, "Hey, kakuo, yeah, go practice." we would play
Mm-mm-mm.
our Whitney Houston song, and falmako dance troupe, and falmako acting ilunga ilefo le floor show a dad ilang kalapu at Jerome's Cove. So I knew at a young age, or I actually felt it in me at a young age to I had a big imagination, very big imagination.
Was it
So
easy for you to get in?
It you know what? I didn't start until a late age. I decided
Mm.
that I was going to do it at a late age. I actually had one or two of my kids at the time. And I told my husband, I said, you know what? I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do. And we're at my house in Hawaii and my best friends were there. We were sitting in a circle and then we said, you know, Mako foi kako vale. You know, we are kako vale. So we said, hey guys, we're about to turn 30 here. We need to be serious.
Mm.
So we went in a circle and said, hey, all right, let's say individually, what do we always wanted to do? What have we always wanted to do but never had the guts to? We're going to do it. So they went in a circle. Then it came to me and I said, hey, bruh, I've always wanted to be an actor. And they started busting out laughing. My girlfriends were thinking I was just joking. 3 months later, they came to my first production in theater. So I started doing theater first in Hawaii. I got my feet into theater and I have such a big passion for theater. If I didn't have children, I would totally hit the road, hit the ground running with theater because there's nothing like it. The passion, the adrenaline, getting it right the first time. Because once you get out there, you have there's no turning around. You got to either get it or you don't. And I just started from there doing theater and then jumping into commercials. And I started by doing this. People ask me, Sisa, how did you start? I said, I went and I Googled how to be an actor. I literally Googled it and it showed me theater. And I was like, hey, I can do that theater right now. If you combine the time that I've been in classes and the time I've had a career, I probably had been in class, like put it all together, like only a year of classes. Because I have no time. So everything was separated like 3 months at a time, but it was always around my children and my husband. So I study a lot of film, like television, movies. I do a lot of that versus the time going away into classes because of my responsibility as a wife and a mom.
So what did your father think about it?
You know
what did he think about it?
Luana, mom and dad had a hard time taking me serious the first time.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, you know, like every parent, like, acting, I thought that Mikey. You know? I'm like, all right, I get it. I came across a lot of young kids who felt the same way. They're like, you know, I was doing mentoring for Edpine and empowered PIs. And I would come across a lot of young polys, and they said, you know what, I want to do this, I want to get in the arts, but my parents, you know, they're going to get upset and so forth. And I would encourage them. I say, you know what? Honoring our parents is first and foremost, but you cannot deny that there's something in your, you know, that you God placed it there. So you gotta find out what it is. If it's the arts, then go full force, and your parents will come. They'll come once they see the fruit of your work. And it wasn't until, like, again, Luana, it took dad and mom a bit. It wasn't until I started booking the big roles, and then you know, finally that role was Smilf on HBO, where you know, they took my role and then really, really made her Samoan. And they had me teaching the girls Samoan dancing and speaking it. And it wasn't until that and then using dad's song and dad getting his little, you know, pocket change of money there too. And I go, hey,
I can make some money too from you. If you can make money, I can make money. So what? Tell me what? Tell me again. What was your first? What was your first television show?
My first television show was Hawaii Five-0. It was Hawaii Five-0, and I know the casting directors back home, back in Hawaii. So they're always championing me and they're doing everything they can. They know that Sisa's going to break it somewhere. Her breakthrough role is coming around the corner. So they first called me and said, Sisa, hey, it's not a big role. It's a small role, but it's possibly going to be a recurring role. And it's up to you. And I told him, hey, I'll take it. I'll do it. I'll shoot that. So that was my first one. And then doors just started to open one after another. And it was because I said this after I shot Hawaii Five-0 in 2015. It was Christmas, and my husband said, "Okay, babe, Manatuan, our youngest, is going to start kindergarten and going to school full time. Have you thought about what it is you wanted to do for work?" And we were doing Polynesian, all the festivals here in Southern California. We were doing all the festivals. Him and I had created a business where we created jewelry. He carves all our earrings, all our jewelry. And I designed the clothing and made these belts that you can wear like 7, 8, 9 times. 9 ways. So then he said, "Babe, what are you gonna do for work?" And I said, "Hey, with your blessings, I'd like to go full-time acting." And he was like, "Hey, let's do it. Go for it."
Hmm.
And when I declared that, Luana, girl, doors just opened left and right. And I knew already that God had purposed me in this industry for a reason. So it wasn't by coincidence.
So after the Hawaii Five O, what was the next one? What was the next one?
So the following one, oh, was Days of Our Lives. Actually, it was Days of Our Lives, and I was starstruck. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, my scene is with Hope. How did I miss this? I was so focused on my character that it wasn't until we're sitting next to each other in the makeup chair, and I look across. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Hope. Oh my gosh. So I went up to her and I told her, I'm like, hey, Christian. Her name is Christian. I said, hey, Chris. She goes, hi, Sisa, because she knew who I was gonna, who was in the scene. And I said, Hope, I just want to let you know that you are so popular in my country. I'm a big fan. I said, I would stay up late against my mom and dad's will to
Just to watch you.
just to watch what you and Bo were doing that week. So she had a kick out. She got a kick out of it. She got a kick out of it.
Oh, that was amazing. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
that was good fun.
Okay, tell me, how do you juggle life as being an actress and being a mother?
Well, for me, my priority is a wife first. We're married, make a promise to love each other through thick and thin. So my husband to me is everything. Then my children come. And so being a wife first and then mom is the two most important roles for me. And it's to show my kids, yeah, it's to show the kids, hey, honor local lua, whoever it is you guys marry, honor them first, and then your kids, your
Hmm.
house will be fine once you know the order of things. Mumua local lua, and then your children, and everything will fall into place. So it's been great. At the same time, too tough, Luana, because all my kids, they're competitive sports. They're in competitive
Hmm.
sports. They all play club sports, and um, it's a lot to juggle, but I am blessed right now that God hasn't placed me in a job. I've been doing 1 day jobs here, but He hasn't placed me in something because I've been praying for a series regular spot. I had an
Uh-huh.
opportunity as a series regular at a show, but I had to turn it down for many multiple reasons. But I know God is going to open another door. But I'm happy that it didn't happen right now because it's my son's senior year, and in less than 2 months, we're going to be driving him up to University of Arizona to check in for football. And once that's done, I am free to go back out there and hustle.
That handsome man that I met during the We Are Samoan man, he is quite a handsome kid. Is he where he's gonna be in the football, right?
Yes, he's playing football for University of
Big
Arizona.
kid.
Yes, well, we're thankful for that. We're so thankful a door opened up for him, for somebody who hasn't played football before high school. So God is good. Oh, that's all I can say. He's so good.
That is amazing. I love the way you say you declare it and you
Yes.
just move forward with it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, there's so many doubts, and that's a reason why that doubt is really stagnated everything and it's shutting all these doors down rather than just declare and move forward. Just be pioneers. Because that's what it seems
Exactly.
like what you're doing. Just pioneers, just move forward. Whether there's something in the way, just knock it down, just move forward.
I
You
love that.
are that kind of person, and that's the reason why you are the way you are. You're successful. I know we don't have a lot of times, and you said you you went and study on the Kuko. We have the resources, huh?
We do. There's a lot of resources there. My brother just asked me, he's like, hey, I really want to get into this, into what you're doing. And I'm like, absolutely. And he was asking, oh, so where do you go? Is there anything for Samoans? And I'm like, well, there isn't. But so I did the Palangi way and I went into all the Palangi classes. It doesn't work that way. Where, like, hey, I'm Korean. Show me the Korean classes,
Uh-huh.
So he laughed at that, but I shared with him, I said, you have to get in there, and it's from the get-go, hit the ground running, find everything you can get your foot in. If you are at school, I tell people this, if you're at church, get into your drama department in your church. There's always something. If you have theater, like there's schools, Google it up. Look what theaters are around you, and then sign up for their classes, or go and just, hey, if you think you've got it, go in there and audition from the get go. You'll never
Just
know
be
what they're going to pick
bold.
you up to do. Just get your foot in there. That's all it is.
Just be bold and just move forward with it.
Yes.
Dai Afi Naititi, she said, are you going to wear a Samoan design gown one day when you walk the red carpet? Can't wait
Oh
to see you
man.
in it.
Man, you know what? From your lips to God's ears. But yes, absolutely yes. I mean, my girlfriend is one of my best friends. She's the owner of Missing Polynesia in Oahu. She actually made the dress that I wore at the gala like last minute. She
Mhm.
goes
Oh,
2 days
really?
before she leaves. She's like, Sisa, I'm just making something up for you real quick. I know you probably don't have anything planned. So we put it together and it worked. So
It
yeah.
worked. It was beautiful. It was
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you,
I'm
sis.
Tayafi, I'm gonna make sure that she wears a Samoan gown. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Absolutely, Tayafi. Thank you for
I,
asking.
I know our time is limited. What can you tell to our own people? I know, like you said, there's a lot of resources out there. If they want to reach out to you, because a lot of us, we do have a lot of talents.
Oh, we do.
We have a lot of talents. We have a lot of gifts, but just don't know where to go, don't know
Yeah.
who to ask, don't know where to find it. What can you tell to those people?
You know what? I am again with the time that we have. I'm an open book. Really, I am. You can hit me up on Instagram, message DM me at Sisa Grey, Sisagrey, and people always reach out to me, and I haven't. I give them everything I've got. I'm like, hey, my journey won't be like your journey, but this is how I did it. You know, there's no one blueprint.
You know what? She's giving you she's giving you a private message. Just please don't
Yeah.
message her. Hey, you look beautiful. Can we go out for a date? This is an
Well,
open
no.
door.
Well, you know,
I know you get that a lot, huh? I know
yeah,
you
I got
get that a
interesting
lot.
characters. I tell you.
She's giving you guys an open door. This is another open door. This is
And Juana,
another
I
open
say
door.
that I have to mention that because we're all working on projects. A
Hmm.
lot of us polys in the industry are working on projects. I myself am in the middle of developing one. So we're gonna need faces, we're gonna need places, we're gonna need people to go to. But you know, we can only write so much because if we don't have the right people to fill those roles, no studio will pick it up. But for me, I know pretty much everybody in the game that I write according to the people that I know. And I write those characters with those people in mind. But if we don't, if it, just go out there, take classes. And if it's in your heart and you want to do it, like, know that we are looking for people. Us polys in the industry are looking for people to fill the roles that we're writing for.
What about modelings? What about modelings? I mean, because I
Models?
know we have so many beautiful people in our country, and they
Oh,
need to get into that career as well. What about modeling? Do you know
absolutely.
where we can reach out, where the people can reach out?
As far as modeling, you know, that was something that I'm not really 100% familiar with, but I have friends who are models. You would just have to look with what I see them doing. They're connected to model agencies. So they
Mhm.
literally have specified model agencies in LA. And you got to be smart though. You got to discern the ones you think that are messing with you and asking you for money to do this and that. Please don't say yes to those guys. You know, you gotta you shouldn't be paying people money to get headshots, like a grip of money.
Right.
I mean, yeah, headshots, there are reasonable headshots out there for models and for portfolios, but don't get scammed. I've heard a lot of people who paid like 3 grand to get this group going or class going, and they barely got anything out of it. So if you're paying 3,000, 1,500, a grand, 500 for something, that you got to discern.
That's a scam.
Yeah,
That's a scam, right?
absolutely, 100%.
Last question before we move on. Or before we move on, I mean, you heard Cesar Gray. If you need help, I mean, if you have any question about that, any if you need resources or have any question about her career, she can help. Or if you need her help, she gave you guys the information to reach her out. Last question that someone messaged me privately: how is it being a daughter being a daughter of the Jerome Fa'anana Grey,
Man, you
the
know
one
what?
and only Fa'anana Grey.
It is a humbling position to be in. You know, I've always seen dad, all of us siblings, we've always seen dad sacrifice so much to put food on the table. Literally, when I say put food on the table, there are many days where we didn't know what we were going to eat the next day. So, one thing that filled us up with joy was song and laughing, hanging out as a family. We were really close growing up. And, you know, mom had to sacrifice a lot to take care of us when dad was gone. But when he came home, we appreciated it because he spent the time with us. He tried to make up for the times he was gone. And he would always instill to us the one thing Luana, dad always instilled to us,
Hmm.
say, go up. I fight. I want to
Hmm.
fefe. That's always dad's words. Just go over there and be brave and just do it. You know, you don't know how to do it, but go do it. There may not be somebody there that you can figure out that you can mimic, but if there's nobody there, I don't fight. I want to go for. I want to go for. I don't fight. Fight. That's what always dad said. Fight. There's a way to figure out how to do it. So he inspired a lot of us, my siblings and I, to be who we are today. We're entrepreneurs. We're artists, and we wouldn't be where we are if God first, and then dad didn't show us his hustle.
Wow, that's an amazing advice. Be just be
Be
who you
brave.
are and go out, be brave.
Yeah.
Say go out, go out. I like
Yeah.
that. I mean, before our time is up right now, but I want to give you this last moment to go ahead and whatever you want to say. Shout out to anybody who is listening, and thank you again for our listeners. Thank you again. Like
Absolutely.
I mentioned, you have Sisa Gray's DM messages to go ahead and chat with her if you need any help with if you want to get into acting careers,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So go ahead. This is I'm going to give you this moment.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much, Luana, first of all, for having me. And thank you to all the listeners. Luana, you're, again, listen to her. What you have to offer the community, Luana, is so special. And I just pray those doors to continue to open for you, like big time, big doors. Okay. For anybody who's interested in acting, you can do it. If it's been in your heart for so long, there's no coincidence. God placed it there for a reason. So find out ways to do it. Go literally Google. I had to do that. I Googled everything. But you know, I'm open to questions, you know. So hit me up on Instagram at Sisa Grey. For the most part, I'll see everything. And if I miss something, I apologize. But you know, do your studies, do your homework, and go check it out, and go into classes. Find ways to get free classes with your theater at the church or in your community, and audition.
Well, see, she mentioned open doors. Guess what? This was an open doors because you know what? I'm gonna get an interview. I'm going to interview The Rock. See, this is an open door. She's going to give me the information so I can get a hold of him so I can interview. See, open doors. I love what she said. Open doors. Once you move forward with what you have, with what God offers
Yes,
you, that door, there's gonna be more doors open. But you just
yes,
gotta have the will
absolutely.
to open it. He's gonna keep
Be
opening for
brave.
you. You just gotta have to be brave and move forward and walk into it. See, there
Yes,
you go. I'm
I
gonna go
love that,
ahead and
Luana. I
interview
love
The
you.
Rock and his mother.
Wasn't
Caesar,
that
it
video
is
cute?
such what?
Wasn't that video cute of Dwayne Johnson wishing Dad happy birthday?
Man, oh yeah, I didn't say that. He was on the video saying happy birthday to our one and only Jerome
Jerome,
Gray.
Dad
Well,
was so touched.
next year, we got to speak it. It says in the Bible, life and death is in the power of tongue. We got to speak it. He is
Amen.
going to be there next year. He is going to be in there next year.
Speak
And
it,
for
sis.
sure,
Speak
it's the
it.
mother. We got to speak it. Well, it's been such a pleasure having you. I'm so
Same.
excited. I know everybody can see that. They're probably thinking, Lou, I mean, come on. I mean, but I am happy. I'm
Anything can
excited.
happen. Anything can happen.
It can happen. I am really
Absolutely.
excited. I want to thank you, Miss Gray, Sisa Gray, the beautiful one and only Sisa
Thank you,
Gray.
sis.
If you want
Thank
to
you, sis.
know her, just type her name on Google. She'll pop up. She's in a lot of movies and a lot of television shows, so
Thank
she'll
you.
come up. So thank you so much for this
Thank
great
you,
opportunity, a
sis.
beautiful opportunity, and thank you everybody who are listening and enjoying that. Have any question? Feel free to let us know. Again next week to our another talk next week, but Thank you, Sisa
Thank
Grey.
you,
And
Juan.
thank
I
you,
love you, sis.
everyone. Have a great week.
Thank you. Bye, guys.